What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Hey, come on in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit all of it, okay? We got some topics to discuss tonight. If you guys can hear me in the chat, I see a few people are already putting their city and state in there. Go ahead and continue to do that. I see Charmaine. What is up? She's coming from Baltimore, Maryland. I see New Orleans, Louisiana, New York City. What is up? Hey, Washington, D.C., Lakia. Come on in, everyone. Welcome. Hit the like on your way in. If you are not subscribed, hit that too. Hit the notification bell as well. What's up? Newberry, South Carolina, Birmingham, Chicago, Byron, Texas. What's up? DMV. I see Bear, Delaware, Tallulah. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Louisiana. She says 71282. So welcome. Come on in. California's in the house. Indiana, Anderson, Indiana. What's up? What's up? New York City. Thank you guys. Come on in. St. Louis. Hey, St. Louis. Y'all know I used to live in St. Louis, right? I see Ascala, Florida. What is up? Or is that Ocala? Ocala, Florida. That is, yeah. Let's see. Good evening, DYANAROZAY chat here in Atlanta. What is up? Come on in, everybody. Okay, we're going to get started in just a bit. 118 of you are here and watching currently. Kevin Moore, thank you. I made Kevin Moore a mod yesterday. I appreciate you, Mr. Kevin. So if you see anybody with a wrench, because I did this last minute, I see Orlando, Florida, PBE is in the house. I made him a mod. Yeah, so, okay. Ruthie, thank you. You said I pronounced it correctly. Thank you, guys. So I didn't know how many people I would have in because this was like last minute. Let's see, Dwayne. Hi, Dwayne. Okay. I did this last minute. I just want to make sure that, I could keep up with the chat and everything. So I just appreciate everybody who came in to join me tonight. Let me take off my cover. What's up, everybody? Okay, hold on one second. I think my screen is blurry. I'm gonna put this back up so I can wipe my screen and then we can get started, okay? We are going to talk about Tisha and her post earlier today. I had put it in my Facebook group where she basically was like, I don't care what people say about me. Y'all know the next half of the season is coming out tomorrow, or excuse me, not tomorrow, excuse me, the 16th. The second half of the season is coming up on the 16th. We know that she's going to have some interesting moments with her cousin, Miss Kiki Jabbar, and all kinds of stuff is coming out. And it's being brought out by Kiki, right? Everything that she was accusing Melody of is hitting her in the face with a family member, but it looks like she started it. So she, her and Marsau started it, saying all kinds of nasty stuff about Kiki. Previously, defending Tisha and trying to make sure she can keep the family relations good. At least that's how it seemed to me. Now she said the gloves are off and yeah, she's going to make a splash. So as of right now, it seems like Tisha is, trying to, I guess, put some armor on by saying she doesn't care what people say. She's been traveling a bit. Looks like she was in Atlanta. She had made some posts that showed she was in Atlanta on over the weekend. So I'm looking forward to seeing the revelation, okay? The revelation of everybody's characters and what's going to happen next in the upcoming season. Let's see, reading something. Girlfriend Chronicle said, Tisha always says she doesn't care, but she cares. True. Tisha is very sensitive. We know that. Her family has already said that she's very sensitive. We know Wanda is also very sensitive. There's very little that you can say to them where they do not jump and try to, come after you for anything. So we already know that. That's a fact. Let's see what else is up. But let me show y'all the post that she made earlier, and then we can talk a little bit about it. I'm going to try to make this quick, but if we have a little bit of time, I can bring some people up to discuss as well. But this is what I caught a little bit ago or earlier today. She said, I'm not cleaning up. This was actually a post on something else, and she just posted it to her IG stories. But it says, I'm not cleaning up a single rumor about me. I don't care what you heard. Go hear it again. Okay. So she's basically letting people know she don't give a damn. I guess that's her sentiments at the moment. Because again, a lot more of her life is going to come up in the upcoming season, maybe things she was not prepared for. Um, you know, I it sticks in my mind because I am a fan of the show. I may be a super fan of the show, but prior to Kiki even coming on in the capacity that she was, I think it was right ahead of fourth season when, everybody was flipping out on the internet. I can't help but to remember Marsau and Tisha going to interview to interview to interview and saying every nasty thing they could say about Kiki. Basically like, well, we know shit about her and she better, get prepared because you know, everybody's going to find out her business and da 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 da. And they felt so confident that their business wasn't going to get out there. That was what was interesting. So right now we can see everything about to pile on, and Tisha's gearing up. That's what I see right now. Like in her stories and stuff like that, she wants people to think that she is unbothered. She's back into her home. She showed a little bit of her kitchen. It looked beautiful. She showed a little bit of her kitchen. It looked beautiful. And now she's making posts showing that she's outside and she's enjoying her life. And her mama just came back from Germany and Paris. But right now it seems like, she's preparing herself for what's to come in the upcoming season. Because, again, we're going to see Tisha get, at least that's what we see in the previews. Her cousin's going to splash her with that Coca-Cola or whatever the hell it was. It's going to hit her in the face. She's not prepared. She was not prepared. Now, she asked Kiki, prepare yourself. She wasn't the one who was prepared. So I can't wait to see that, y'all. Let's see what else y'all have to say. A lot of you have plenty to say. Uppity is in the comments. She said, Tisha spread all Kiki's business, and I'm ready for Kiki to retaliate. Well, yes, ma'am. So we're going to get to see that. We're going to see big moves with Kiki. Now, we can't, dismiss the fact that we are also going to see some stuff about Kiki and the Home Depot mess, which she's already come out and said that it's a legal issue. There's very little she can say, but that it did not happen the way people are trying to portray it. So that happened. You know what I'm saying? Marsau clearly doesn't want to have anything to do with Kiki because he knows that retaliation is coming. We can definitely, I can't wait to see how this is going to play out. But they are running those previews heavy. Okay, let's see. Tisha's full of it, so fake. I can't with her. Okay, I see Linda Gamble is in the house as well. Well, thank you, Miss Linda, for showing up to help moderate. I know that I did not give you much warning, but I appreciate you all the same, honey bunny. Okay, let's see who else. Cheryl said that Letitia can dish it, but she can't take it. Listen, sometimes, everybody has their journey, right? We all have our journey. We got to figure out who to be and how to protect ourselves and what to do. Tisha's journey is happening in front of millions of viewers. So it's going to be interesting to see. Now, not all of us have to take that walk, but sometimes you got to grow up fast. You got to grow up fast. Now, we've seen her season after season show up on a screen, pretty much acting like, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why is this person doing this to me? I don't do anything to anybody. That's always been the take, that's always been the side she's taken on the show. And now we get to see a different side. A lot of us already saw and said, listen, Tisha, you're not a victim. You swing, you hide your hands. But now we get to see this play out with her cousin. And I'm here for it. I appreciate that these people are willing to put their lives on television in the way that they're doing it. Let's see. Tisha is no fortitude of character, child. You said it, okay? But yeah, that's true. Everything that you guys are saying is true. So let's see what else is happening here. Let me get some more people, get some more information. We got 255 people watching, 118 of you, 119 of you currently have hit that like button. Please hit the like button so that we can get cranking with the next story. I need at least 175 likes so we can move on to the next, okay? So go ahead and hit that up. 175 likes. The rest of y'all can sit back and enjoy yourselves for a half a second, and we'll get the next story up. And if anybody is interested in talking a little bit more about Tisha and the upcoming season, let me know if y'all can remember anything, because we're basically going to just rehash with this second part of the season coming up. We're going to rehash all the things that we've heard Tisha and Marsau say throughout the years, right? Because they have always, presented themselves as perpetual victims, as pillars of the community who's just trying to do right, as people who are very much about Black business, all of these things that is coming down like a thunderstorm on their heads. It is wild to me, and I feel like it's all gonna come out within the next season. Okay. Thank you. Who said that? I appreciate you, honey. Yep, you guys keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting the like button, please. And thank you. Thank you, Miss Linda. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about, how many of you today got a chance to see the Joseline Hernandez interview? If you got a chance to see that interview, put a 1 in the chat. If you didn't see it, put a 4 in the chat, okay? So I can just distinguish who saw and who did not see. I'm going to talk about that just a little bit. Dee Dee saw it, okay? Ruthie. Okay, Cheryl, JJ did not. Okay. Ooh, more 4s than 1s at the moment. Okay, so Carlos King did a video with Joseline Hernandez. You guys may know her from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She was Stevie J's, was supposed to be a, okay, well, let's change it to how many people are familiar with Joseline Hernandez? If you're familiar with Joseline Hernandez, put a 3 in the chat. Let me see, because it doesn't look like anyone saw the interview, but it was actually an interesting interview, to be honest. And the reason why I found it interesting is because of how we see ourselves. Sometimes we don't always see ourselves the way others see us. And she had some interesting things to say about her mother. Let's see, Evie has something to say. She said, "Hi, Diana. Tisha has never been honest about her real life, and that lie in the trailer where she pretends that a bad case of gas and pregnancy, I can't." Yeah, we don't know the full clip of that trailer, but I know which one you're talking about. But yeah, I understand. I don't think Tisha's pregnant. I don't think her intention was to ever be pregnant. I just think she was probably trying to pull Marsau's leg and make him think that something was going on. But we'll have to see how that entire thing plays out. I'm really just curious as to how Tisha at this point, because her relationships with like Melody, for instance, how easy it was to cut off Melody, how easy it was to, throw whatever she could at Melody and try to make it seem like she was ruining her family. She played that out for again several seasons, probably all the way up until this 5th season when they called a truce and basically said, "Listen, we can't keep this up on the show anymore. Let's do something different." We remember when first season, when Kimmy was like, "Tisha, you 100% threw mud at Melody and tried to break up her relationship by saying whatever she said about Marsau, her liking Marsau or something like that." And she was like, "That was a hurtful thing to say when you know that they're in a bad place. So you're not innocent in all this." And then for that to have continued as long as it did, to the point of where Kimmy said, "This is really affecting me, my family, my marriage. I can't continue with this storyline anymore because Tisha is that horrible of a fucking person." Okay. For us to have seen that, and now to have her and her cousin who, I guess weren't in a good place to begin with. But it seemed like Kiki was willing to at least put a little more in, like, "I still love you. You're still my cousin," until a lot of people are saying that Marsau has something to do with this video. That's alleged, but that's a rumor. Let me put up my little banner, okay? Because we are just talking about reality TV. Let me put my ticker up. So this discussion is about reality TV and pop culture. All comments are opinion and alleged. And I'm saying that to make sure that, we can keep it above board, because everybody gets offended about something, child. It's crazy. These people put themselves on television. They show their lives, but they really don't like for people to talk about them that much. But either way, she had, to the point of where she was like, I'm cutting Kimmy off and I want to have shit to do with Kimmy. Tisha and Marsau is about to be a one-person show, okay? Threatening to leave the show, all of that. And now we have Kiki and Tisha, who, their relationship was already on a rocky road. Now it is something else. And the fact that it went there because, again, according to some of the stuff that's come out ahead of this season, Tisha... Tisha, or excuse me, not Tisha, Kiki was actually trying to protect Tisha. That's what the story is, that Kiki was trying to protect Tisha. Marsau and Tisha, more likely Marsau, was so afraid of what Kiki knew that he was just trying to burn the whole entire bridge down before, anything came out, right? And now we're about to get what we get. So again, September 16th is when the show comes out. We'll get to see exactly what gets played out. The YouTube channel. What is this? Carlos copying off a Melody like the other cast. He got that YouTube channel after Melody said how much she was making. I think that Carlos, that show got canceled on OWN, and so he moved it. I think that's what he was trying to do. I think. Let's see. Pacino Rules said, they showed a scene where Kiki and Tisha were riding together and everything was fine. Right. Are you talking about when they were talking about Tiffany? And then Tisha gets mad because Kiki had car trouble and couldn't get to Mobile for Mardi Gras. Fugazi. Okay. So you think that this is fake. So you think that Kiki is throwing water in her face or whatever she threw in the face, and basically telling her business about Marsau having an affair very recently. You think that that's all a show? That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's see what Evie has to say again. She said, Tisha was obsessed with Melody to the point of mental illness. Woo, allegedly. She'd be using Melody as a storyline if Melody hadn't put her foot down for all of them to get a life. I'm interested in seeing what Melody and Marsau was talking about because Melody was listening to Kiki talk about Marsau cheating. And when she was eating and listening, child, she was all in like, baby, what? And then she sat in front of Marsau and said, yeah, I ain't even going to cry when Tisha isn't going to cry when she leaves your ass. I thought that was pretty interesting. Tisha is like a dog with a bone and she is jealous and she won't let the pettiness go. Okay. So we get to see that. Anyway, I was talking about Joseline, so let me jump back on there and then you guys can come up and talk to me if you feel like it, about the Tisha thing. So Joseline Hernandez, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She does an interview. If y'all didn't know, Joseline has always shared the story of her coming from Puerto Rico. I don't think English is her first language because she speaks broken English. And she has a very, very strong accent. Gets here, she said the only job she's ever done is stripping. She said, this is what she tells Carlos. The only job that she has ever done has been stripping. Let me put a picture up real fast. Was stripping. And she also said that, and she always got paid cash. She said that Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was the first time anyone ever handed her a check, and she had to deposit that check into a bank account. That was the first time in her life she has ever received a check. That's what she said. And she said that she started off with, if I'm not mistaken, I think she said she started off with a payment of, I want to say she said like $7,000 an episode, and then it jumped from $7,000 to $11,000. And she said very quickly, like within the same season, because Joseline was on fire on screen, that VH1 was like, keep throwing money at her and making sure that she understands that this is how we want to see her every time she shows up on screen. So she didn't really have a lot of opportunity to show herself as a human being. Let's see. Get the likes up. So we didn't have a chance to get to see her have a human side. So there was a point where her mother and her father comes onto the show. According to Carlos King, they never played it. Him and Mona Scott and some others kind of went to bat to get the scene played, but VH1 was very adamant that it would not move forward, or whoever the company was at the time that was pushing this. Because even though we know Mona Scott as the producer, it looks like there was someone over, or executive producer, someone over Mona Scott who is making those decisions. So I'm learning something new about these TV shows every day. Just a couple of days ago, we heard, who was it? The executive producer for Real Housewives of Atlanta say, I don't have the editing power. I don't decide what gets seen and what doesn't. And I was like, how are you as the executive producer? How do you not get, the final say? But he said he did not. And according to the conversation that Carlos King had today, he said that they, as executive producers, did not have final say over what got seen with Joseline. So they made her out to be a buffoon, okay, in my opinion. And then, yes, at the end of it, Miss Candy, correct. She said that she was just jumping. The pay was just jumping higher and higher and higher till the very end. She was making $50,000 an episode, and she was also getting paid like two bonuses: a bonus to just show up on the set, and then a bonus at the end of the season. So she said she was making money hand over fist. And if you ever watched that show, if you did watch that season or any of that, you would have saw that somewhere along, like toward the end, Joseline, Stevie, Tommy, they all seemed like they had a little bit of a chemical dependency. Allegedly. We know that Stevie actually went to rehab. They had pulled Joseline aside on one of the reunions, had her sit in a room and point blank asked her, are you on something? Which she, I think, said she was offended, and she ended up getting up and leaving. But yeah, and then I also, with the same with Tommy, I think they asked her the same thing and said, if you continue to drink or any of these things on the show, it would be your last episode. And we saw her get kicked off. But anyway, let's see. Let me see what the review hour has to say. She said, yes, the network is aware that the money comes in when Black people fight on TV. Well, people do like to see some of that stuff. But yes, so the network refused to show Joseline in a more human side, like how she grew up, why she is the way she is, kind of thing. And she was saying that the pay was just getting better and better. But I remember the season, even though she told the story differently with Carlos King. I remember her going in on one of the reunions, her and Stevie J, and both Mona Scott and another producer, I believe he was a producer, asking her if she was on something, I think asking both of them, and then basically saying, we can't continue with you on the show. And then she left. She told the story on Carlos King's interview as her leaving, as her being offered another season, and then saying, I won't do it. That's how she explained it. I also kind of remember her windmilling just a little bit, saying that, Mona, this is my stuff, and you're not going to be successful without me. So she remembers it differently, or she's changing history. Either way, I wanted to know what y'all thought about that. And my real question to you guys is, Joseline being a woman who, again, English is not her first language. All she's ever done prior to reality TV was stripping. My question to you guys, and then all of a sudden she gets on, reality TV. She becomes a household name. She's considered a sensation. She's blowing up on screen. She's making money hand over fist. Do you consider her story one of success? So if you believe that Joseline's story is successful, put a 7 in the chat. And if you believe that she is not successful, put a 10 in the chat. And the reason why I'm asking this is because reality TV usually opens doors to other things. Let me see. But she had an interesting story. The fact that she went from a stripper to a reality TV star was like really crazy to me. Okay, so LaDawn says no, Cheryl says no, Teresa says no, B. Martin says no. Okay. Okay, most of you are saying no. Crystal is saying yes. Kevin said that it was obvious that a substance was being used and it affected her demeanor. Okay. Okay. So most of you are saying no. And I would like if y'all could just put something in the chat. Let me know why you think that she's not successful. If this girl has come from the strip club to all of a sudden a television screen and now she is making music, she's writing books, she's an executive producer of her own show, executive producer and writer of her own show. Share with me what you find not successful. Because I just want to see your thoughts. Okay, 7 said, considering how far she has come. Okay. Um, and I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to change your opinions about anything. I just really wanted to know, everybody has their idea of success, because she also tells a story, you guys, about her mother. She was really hard on her mama. Like, we all say, someone said mental illness. We all say things about abusive. I've never seen the Cabaret show. I don't really want to see Joseline outside of this because I'm not that kind of fan of Joseline, personally. But she tells a story. She told a story in the interview with Carlos King about her mother. And she said that she ran away from home when she was a very small child, had to fend for herself, figure it out for herself. That's how she got to stripping and a whole lot of other abusive things. You want to be honest about it. However, for her to have come from that background, then move into something so, mainstream, it was kind of wild. But she also said that her mother had 6 children by 5 different men, and she basically called her mother ghetto and all these other things. All the stuff that you guys are calling her in the comments is what she was calling her mother. And she said even if her mother did not have the tools or didn't understand it at the time, she actually broke down and said she clearly hurts for herself in her childhood and who she believes her mother to be. And I found it interesting how, how the use of the word ghetto and, what people see as not successful. When I heard her say that, I was like, she clearly sees herself as a success because she feels she's better than her mama. But there's a whole lot of people who don't believe that she's successful. And that's why I wanted to get your opinions on it. Okay. Interesting. Where's my banner? Let me put my banner back up. I don't know how I lost it. Dang it. Okay, here we go. But anyway, let me read some of your comments on why you thought she's not successful. Hold on. A lot of you have plenty to say. What has she parlayed reality TV into more reality TV? That's true. But now she is the executive producer. It is her, I think she said it was her intellectual property that will, I guess, whatever royalties, if that continues to play out throughout the years, she said that it will be given to her children. So she really believes that this is successful. She was abusive on Cabaret and she's been in jail as of lately. Okay. So behavior is what you don't find successful. Okay. She was successful until she wasn't. The drugs and her money were her downfall. Okay. Always in the headlines being negative. Okay. Okay. So let me see what LaDawn has to say. No, because she has done nothing else of the substance. She just slept with the right men to get in the right rooms. I'm going to tell you what else she said, LaDawn, just because you brought that up. She said that she's only been with 2 men. I don't think in her life, but she said that when she's in a relationship with someone, she considers it a relationship, like long term. So the gentleman that she's with now, whose name does escape me, I forgot it. I think it's called Ballistic. I think it's Ballistic, and Stevie J is the other two people. So those are the only two people that she's claiming. She said when we saw her with them, that was the only people, that were the only men she was with, and that she's never had to sleep with anyone. She said she didn't even sleep with Stevie J, that she met Stevie J one time. She was meeting him because she was trying to be a music manager. She had some talent that she was trying to shop, and someone set her up with a meeting with Stevie J, and he said, I don't want her as a talent. I want you. And then he introduced her to Mona Scott that day. And the day that she met Mona Scott was like, show up with your clothes for green screen taping. It's a go. The very day that Mona Scott met her, she put her on TV. The very day. So let's see. Okay, I'm just asking. I wanted to just get your thoughts on this because, again, when she spoke of her mother, you could tell that she was like, "I am successful." The way she sat on his couch and spoke, period, she was like, "I'm successful. I've always, like this is who I was." Like her life had been planned. Like these are the things I was going to do. And I was thinking the whole time she was speaking, I was like, "There's a lot of people that I know don't consider Joseline successful." Even though she may be okay financially, people's idea of success is just different. So I just wanted to know what you guys thought. Evie said that Stevie J took advantage of Joseline. She was successful, but has little to show for it because without a show, she'd have to return to the pole. Her new man is using her as well. Financial literacy. Okay. Okay. If you guys have a chance to listen to it because she has an answer for pretty much everything that you guys are sharing here. Someone else said, this is Catherine. I'm sorry, I said someone else. Catherine said that she is not successful because she is still on something. She is still fighting people with no self-respect. Okay. So let's say you don't care if she has $1 million in the bank or $5 million in the bank or not. You're saying that she's not successful because of how she carries herself, that she's not successful to you. That is how I understand it for the majority of you. Okay. Having success or having money now does not make one successful, especially if it's not used for good. She fights for a living. Okay. She still has the mentality of a stripper who does not have to strip anymore. Okay. Okay. I respect it, honey child. Let me see what else. You guys got a lot to say. I done open up a bag of worms. She has a foul mouth, disrespectful to people. Okay. Her child should come first. Mm. And you should hear what she has to say. I think because she was so poor, to be honest with you guys, I think because she grew up so poor that she only finds the money as a success. Because some of the things she was saying about her child, like she was saying, my kid goes on vacation with me. We've been to, New York, and she started naming all of these places. She said she has her own room. So her being a child of 6, I don't know how they, I don't know what their sleeping arrangements were when she was a child, but she did say she had to run away from home. But her idea of success really is the money. It's the money. Um, okay. PBE said she is successful in the chittling circuit, but not successful outside of that due to her obnoxious behavior and obnoxious substance abuse and alcohol use. And I'm going to just hit that with an allegedly. Okay. We see what we see, but yes. Okay. All right, child. You guys have, y'all have a lot to say about this. I'm going to leave it with that. And then my last story is, let me take this down, put up my next photograph. Whew. I didn't expect y'all to have so much to say about that, to be honest. But I'm glad that you did. Because it was what shook me most when I watched that interview. I was just like, wow, I know that people who are watching this are like literally boxing the screen right now because everything she's describing as success, I know a lot of people wouldn't consider success. But there could be a whole lot of people that do consider it success. At the end of the day, she's going to get older. She'll have a little money in the bank. She may not ever have to do this again. And that was one of the things she said. She said, all of the stuff I'm doing now, she said, when I turn 40, 50, I want to be out this game. I don't want to have this on my back anymore. I just want to be able to be with my family. So she's thinking of fast money and then she's going to move on. Okay. How old will she be when she climbs off the pole? She's disrespectful to women. She even allows her low-life boyfriend to abuse women on Zeus show, allegedly. Okay, I'm gonna take your word for it because I have not watched anything on the Zeus network. And I've not watched Cabaret, nothing. But if you guys could, please and thank you, hit that like button. We are at 254. 427 of you are watching. And thank y'all, because what time is it? It is almost at 11 o'clock Eastern here. So I got one more story for y'all, and then we're going to, if a few of you wanted to come up and chit chat about some of these things, you can. And we'll see where we go from here, okay? But Shirley Strawberry, another tape has been released, an audio tape of her and her husband, who is currently in the Fulton County Jail. It was released today. And in this fourth tape, it is pretty crazy. Okay, I'm gonna play just a little bit of it for you. But she talks about her her truck being taken by the cops while she was at a hair appointment. If anybody heard the video or the audio, put a 1 in the chat for me right now, just so that I can see how many of you heard it and how many didn't. It'll allow me to see how much of it I play. But if you heard the video or the audio with Shirley Strawberry, the fourth audio that has come out today, put a 1 in the chat. If you have not heard it, put a 5 in the chat. Let's see, Linda Gamble heard it. Okay. So anyway, she talks about, 5, whole bunch of 5s. Okay, so I will play it. But she talks about her truck being confiscated, about the cops basically showing up at her hair appointment. She's in the salon. She doesn't know what's going on the outside, but when she walks out there, there's cops parked in front of her vehicle. There's cops parked in front of the vehicle. There's cops parked at the entryway of the salon, and they are making sure that she cannot get out. And they basically asked her for those keys, and they put that truck up on a flatbed, and they took it on off. They told her they'd give her a ride home. She said no. The owner of the salon, or whoever was doing her hair, ended up giving her a ride home. And they also told her that $22,000 ring that she had on her finger. They said that they'll be back for that. And she is speaking to her husband, who again is in jail, and letting him know what happened. And I wanted to play it for a couple of reasons. First off, I want to say that this audio is embarrassing as hell to her. I'm sure. I'm 100% positive. It's a public audio, so I am going to play it. But you can hear, at least I could hear how embarrassed she was when she was speaking to her husband. However, I think she wanted to get it all out. I think she wanted to say everything she had to say, so that sometimes you need to say things to people, even though you know the truth, just so you can hear the reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so hard to put these things together. Now, I talked to you guys, I believe, yesterday about the third tape, or the first and second tape. And there was a piece of audio in there where she says to him, honey, he says, I would never put you in that situation. And she says, honey, I know you would never put me in this situation. I know you would have never done anything to put me in this situation. And she said, and I know that you would never do anything to put yourself in that situation. And he damn near stops breathing when she says that. But she was so like, I'm 10 toes down for you right now, that it was crazy. It was crazy to listen to, because for all of us, we were like, you don't hear the changes in his voice and how he's like literally going crazy at certain points. And then, talking about God at another point. And then, the very next day on another call doing something else, right? Well, listen to how she describes this moment, because it's in this call that I think you can tell the difference between the two of them. and how he presented himself as something. I know a lot of people are divided on Shirley and her husband's relationship. A lot of people are saying she knew everything, and there's a lot of people who said you can tell that she is naive as hell. I read something a little earlier where people said that Steve Harvey always says to Shirley that she's naive. I don't listen to the show like that. I only listen to those calls that they make where they give advice. But a lot of people were saying that Steve Harvey always tells Shirley that she is naive and that she always wants to see the best in people, and that is going to get her in trouble. And yeah, anywho, let me play this audio. We're going to get it started, okay? And then y'all can tell me your opinion on this. Hold on. Let's see. I got 469 of you watching, and y'all still being real shy about hitting that like button. Please hit the like button. Please and thank you. Anybody who did not, go ahead and hit it. At least get me up to like 330. And then I'll let the rest of y'all just go ahead and set it out. But get me up to 330 right now. And then we're going to talk about this video. And yeah. Okay. Hold on. What? Yeah, they came to the truck today to pay back the victims. Take a listen to how Shirley Strawberry responds to the whole situation that played out. How was your day going? Well, it was going okay. The police picked up my truck today.
What truck?
What do you mean, what truck?
Picked up your white truck?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. How is the audio? Let me make sure that y'all can hear it well, because the audio may be a little low. If it's too low, I'll put it on something else. So if you could hear that well, let me know in the chat. Just say yes if you heard that well. If it was too low, then I'll put it on something else. All right. Thank you. Okay, here we go.
Why would they do that?
They said it's being used in the investigation.
Wow. 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 What?
Yeah, they came to the salon where I was, and they waited outside for me. When I got ready to go, they blocked me in, and it was a tow truck there, a flatbed, and they put the truck on the flatbed.
What?
And they offered me a ride home, and I told them no, of course not. And thank God the lady that does my hair brought me home.
What kind of shit is that?
Well, that's what they said. They said, I asked them, do they have any proof? I said, what are you guys doing? Why are you taking my truck? Because it's being used in an investigation. Do you have any proof? What are you talking about? Yes, we have proof. I mean, no, we don't have proof. We have probable cause. And that can lead to proof. Sheridan came. Your daughter Sheridan came in. I mean, they didn't say that right away. I'm just trying to tell you all this stuff. It's out of order. Okay, so y'all know Sheridan is her daughter, so she's saying that Sheridan also, had the conversation. That's what I told you guys yesterday, that Sheridan had went down to the police station maybe a week or so before Shirley's 68th birthday. That's when he got hit with the child P charges. So, and she said she didn't know at the time, but that Sheridan had went down and talked to him. She said she didn't know what Sheridan told the police, but whatever she did tell the police, that is what got this new set of charges. And they still, at the time she's talking to him right now, the police still had not charged him with anything. He was just sitting in jail while they were collecting evidence. Okay. And part of the evidence that they're collecting is her jewelry and her truck. They said that, there are a lot of papers with my name on them. My signature probably has been forged.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. What you saying?
Come on, honey. Come on.
No. Hold on. I'm trying to understand. Where were you at?
I told you I was at the beauty shop. And
where's the beauty shop?
It's in Roswell. It's in Roswell. The same one I've been going to.
What?
And So Roswell police were the first to pick him up. They were doing the investigation, and she was 68. She's 60, turned 69 this year in July. So she just turned 69 years old. And her husband, Ernesto, is in his 50s.
Same officer that arrested you was there, Officer Fields, a little white lady.
That's what it is. Wow. How did they know where your business line was?
I guess they've been following me. I don't know. I can't tell you that. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they said they were going to come and get it from over here, but it's just my car came up on the radar, the license plate, that it was in Roswell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't have a. And I said, well, what are you going to do with my truck? What does my truck have to do with this? They said it's for the victims. They need it to pay back the victims, some of the victims. And whoever this is.
I know they're lying.
Well, I'm just telling you what they told me, honey. I mean, I assume that, this woman is setting you up or sets you up or whatever, but I assume that.
Wow.
So the woman that she's saying may have set you up is his girlfriend, the one he was asking for nude photos from. All of that, child.
All I can tell you is what happened to me today, and I don't have a car to drive. So, oh, and they said they're going to get my wedding ring too.
What are you talking about?
Why do you say? When I tell you something, why do you say that? Because I'm just telling you what they told me. They said they're going to come and get it. I got it from Danielle Diamonds, and the $20,000 that she put on that. They're going to get the ring too.
Stop talking on the phone. Stop talking on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just stop talking about that, because all that is bullshit.
That's what they told me.
Right. I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
But it wasn't a great day for me either,
That was a bad day. Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, they let me get my stuff out. I don't know. I just really think they're just trying to keep this investigation open in hopes that they'll find something, to keep you or something. It's like they don't have anything. They don't have anything. I know they don't.
I'm so sorry that happened to you today.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, it's just okay. There ain't nothing we can do about it. Apparently they're really after you. They think you're some sort of big, I don't know. I don't know. They,
I understand.
Yeah, they're just really trying to stick it to you. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Oh, and they mentioned the Bentley. They said that something, I can't remember exactly what they said about the Bentley. They mentioned the Bentley, that was part of the investigation, my truck, because they're trying to confiscate all your assets, I guess. So they said, we're trying to pay the victims. We're trying to pay the victims.
So isn't that something? Everything that man was buying and bringing into the house, she had they were collecting and taking because they considered it purchased with stolen money. Y'all remember when Apollo bought Phaedra that car and she took it around the block and said, I don't want it, take it back, because the cops or whomever is investigating this shit, because y'all know Phaedra know people all the way up into like the senator's office, the White House, people from in the street, and people all the way up celebrities. It doesn't matter. She knew how to get certain information. So that information was coming to her. She knew it. Okay. She had that heads up. She took that car around the block and said, you can take it right on back to wherever you got it from, because ain't nobody taking nothing from over here. But it looks like Shirley may have been blindsided. She came up out of that salon and the cops was there in front of that car and said, hand over the keys and everything else.
It ain't no victim. What it is trying to hold on to your stuff. And First of all, I'm not going to talk on the phone because they listen to everything you say. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that, and I know what it is. So I'm not going to get all that. I'm not going to talk on the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
But I understand what you're saying. Wow. Damn. I'm so sorry that happened.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. You know, it's okay.
Boy, look at here. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It just hurts my heart that they think you're some sort of monster. You don't know who he is. You don't know who he is.
What?
Yeah. It's like they keep adding charges and adding charges. Adding, you know. The longer you're in there, the more charges they add.
Right. Well, they have to do that to keep me. They add to take off, add and take off, add and take off.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing. And then when they get in the courtroom, it gets so confusing. Wow. Damn. I can imagine how that was with all them folks around you like that. Wow.
Yeah. But dang. I mean, I just faced it head on. It's like nothing I could do.
What a day today for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it sounds like he knows, like the way he's talking to her. I don't like it. What a day today for you. I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, literally, this woman who was considered a pillar of her community, her life is crumbling around her, and there's just nothing. That is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing.
Nothing I could do about it.
Wow.
I just came out and said, "What is going on here?" Because they had this a car, the police car, back and blocking me in. I couldn't get out. Even if I wanted to get out, I couldn't get out.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay then.
And they said, "Oh, we'll take you home. We'll give you a ride home. Where you live with Tasha and they said all that."
What?
Yeah. Well, it's just like, yeah, they're just really trying to discredit you. You have no idea who your husband is, who you're married to. I told them, the person you're talking about is not the man I'm married to. Oh, you have no idea who your husband is. And, just trying to discredit you and just,
I understand.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. They always try to pretend like they're your friends. So you tell them, they think, slip up and tell them stuff,
Wow.
Okay, y'all, listen. So that is it. Yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think. Okay, I'm about to drop the link. I'll probably stay up for like another 20 minutes. If you guys wanted to talk about this tape, any thoughts that you have now, there's more video that's going to be released. People have literally went and scoured all of these tapes. I think it was something like 2,500 hours worth of tapes. So they have scoured these tapes looking for Shirley Strawberry conversations in particular, or conversations that he's had with the girlfriend. From what I'm understanding, right after he hung up with this conversation, he talks to the girlfriend maybe 2 or 3 times. Whoever this girlfriend is, Shirley still isn't aware because she made the comment, "I don't know what this woman said, what she's put on you." And he's just like, wow. Like he can't even, he can't get a thought out of his head. Anywho, let me stick this link into the comments. If you want to come up real quick, you absolutely can. And we can get this wrapped up. But yeah, that was some mess. Hold on one second. And I'm going to pin it to the top. Here we go. Message pinned. Okay. Now, if you want to come up, you can. But the fact that he didn't even know what to say, Because again, I can't even imagine how embarrassing that was if for all the places for it to happen at the doggone beauty salon. Okay, for Pete's sake, the beauty salon might as well have happened at church. Oops. I don't know what happened, LaDon. Come back up. Okay. Hey, Miss Golden.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, honey?
I'm doing well. Glad to catch the chat again tonight. That's wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, listen, we had some tough subjects today, so let me know what you think about all of them. We got Marsau and Tisha. They are showing back up. Um, they're, making these comments, but they're about to be back on our screens on the 16th. Um, What do you have to say about them? What do you have to say about Joseline, if anything? I know we had a conversation about whether or not she sees herself as successful, and she actually called her mother like ghetto and raising Bebe's kids and should have done better because she's not successful like me. And then we have Miss Shirley Strawberry, who, through all intents and purposes, prior to marrying her husband, people
Mhm.
probably did think was very successful and a respectable person, and because she is tied to this person, her star has fallen all the way down. But let me know what your thoughts are on all of this.
I have no thoughts on the snots 1.0.
Okay, no
Like
problem.
none. I can't give those people any energy right now. I'll talk about them when the show starts.
Awesome.
Um Jocelyn, I want to say I didn't watch the video. Like, I prefer to see the commentary on it because,
Uh-huh.
like, I don't want to give Carlos that. I don't even want to give him my view. I don't want my view to be counted in the numbers.
Okay.
I do understand that he gives a good interview or something like that, but he needs to take that same energy to the reunion shows. So he doesn't ask those tough questions. Jocelyn is hard for me to see her as she sees herself
Mhm.
and have her sit up and blame Stevie J, because the same things that we saw Stevie J do to her is now what she's doing to the women on the Zeus show in order to make money off of them. There's no difference in Stevie pimping her and taking her money
Mhm.
to, I mean, like, we have actually seen, well, I haven't, but they have actually, she's been to jail for like stomping people.
Recently,
Yeah, so like like
that
really? Like, so like her and the tears and all of
fight was
that.
brutal. That was a brutal fight.
Yes. So, that's because of how she sees herself. And
Mhm.
I could say that if that's the way she feels about her mama, then the damn apple don't fall far from the tree.
Okay.
As far as
I literally was clutching my pearls. I was like, "Whoa, this is wild that you're having this conversation out loud." But it is what it is. Go ahead. Sorry about
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Shirley Strawberry, everything that she has worked for
that. Mhm.
is literally being erased. Like, I mean, I cannot act. The conversation with him was the whats and the wows, and like there was no emotional attachment to him, to what she actually went through, like where the beauty shop is, and um um who is the person that took you home, who do you have, blah blah. That doesn't matter. Like, what does
You
that
hear
matter?
her at the when he kept saying at the very beginning, she went, "Why do you keep saying that?" Like
Right.
it must have pierced her to
Yes.
because they're not just picking that car up and not saying anything to you. They're literally saying
Right.
they're going to show you some paperwork and say, "This is the charge. This is what we saw in the account. This is how it was
Mhm.
paid for. You're giving me the keys. You were putting this up on the bed. We'll take you home because your husband isn't who you think he." You can tell that it penetrated her head for a second. It
But
penetrated her
they're
head
just
for a second.
framing him. She know he's not that person.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
that's shocking. I hate that for her, because I've always felt, she's good at what she does. She has built this career for herself. She's been in this game for such a long time, and
Awards out the yin yang. Yeah.
I I don't, yeah, it's more than unfortunate. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I know you don't want to be up here long tonight, but I appreciate you letting me come up.
Thank you, Golden. I appreciate
You're
that
welcome.
too. Okay. Kayla Dawn,
Hey, I miss you, Diana.
I miss you. I'm so happy to see you tonight.
You are beautiful as always.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you, LaDawn.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, with Joseline, I did watch the cabaret.
Okay.
And the woman before me was absolutely right. The way she treats those girls and talks to them and smacks them and make them basically lick her toes and
Oh my God,
like, oh, she's brutal. She's
really?
she's brutal.
Wow.
And some people, they get lucky. They
Yeah.
get lucky, to be able to get, have all that money. Doesn't mean they deserve it. It doesn't mean they're going to do good with it. So how with the things that she says about herself, she's just cocky and arrogant and really think that, she's just really the only, of course, I expect her to say those good things about herself, you
Okay.
know, but her walk don't match that talk. If you actually watch her shows, you will see that everything she said on that stage don't add up. It just ain't matching.
Thing. I said the same thing. I literally was sitting here when I was watching it. I was like, wow, she has such a warped opinion
Yes,
of herself.
that's because, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I said she has a warped opinion of herself,
Mm-hmm.
and I know a lot of people are saying the success story. That's the reason why I asked, because I literally said if she could be honest, it would be
Mm-hmm.
a success story. Like,
Mm-hmm.
be honest about your story, because the truth of the matter is, if the first time you ever received a damn paycheck from a company
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
when you started this business, it's okay to say there's shit I did that I'm not proud of, but I
Mm-hmm.
also know what's important to me, and that is my daughter.
And what I don't want to continue to portray or be like.
Even though I may not be but this much far from my mama,
Yep.
my
Mm-hmm.
daughter will be a hell of a lot further.
Exactly.
And those are like to it's hard to talk about yourself, but you got to find somebody who can help you tell your story. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
go up in these spaces and speak the way you spoke. That I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. Okay.
Well, to a certain caliber of women, we know better. That's not success.
Uh-huh.
But to other girls in strip clubs that want to make it out, that is a success.
Mhm.
But like I said, how you live and what you do with it will determine how you end up. And she may say what sounds right for later on, but are you really putting away? We don't see no paperwork. You could tell us anything.
For sure.
We don't know you got that in the bank. They said you was doing a what is that? Airbnb. Airbnb. You was living in those, so you didn't even buy a house yet, but you got millions in the bank. Stop it.
That's what she was saying, and the fact that she, was telling half truths, with the rest of the story, the
Right.
the money part could be a lie too. Um,
And she better hope Zeus stays around that long because that's the only place she got a contract with. And we already know what that stands for. You know what I mean? So it's not like nothing to really stand on.
yep,
It's just a bunch of strippers that gather under this umbrella and show their ratchetness. And they get paid for it instead of people having to go to the club.
yep, you're right.
So if that's success, that's for your life, whatever. But you ain't no role model for no young woman out here that really want to be about something that has a story whose mother and father was on drugs and was in jail and all that. People have stories, but they didn't make those same choices she made and continue to make them
And continue to make. And
and
that's
continue to make
I
them.
would have loved, and I don't know if there's a part two, or I'm going to be honest, I don't know if there's a part two, but I would love, because what she sees as growth, like, you have to ask the exact question. Like, maybe you will never be on, you don't want to be on Love and Hip Hop again. But again, like I said, I don't remember
Hmm.
you quitting. I remember you being let go.
Yes,
I remember you quitting. Um,
right.
but with all that being said, like, you have to. you have to be able to explain your growth. If you want to say, well, this,
Mm-hmm.
she explained that Carlos King is the one who hooked her up with the Zeus producer to
Mm-hmm.
put on the cabaret show. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, get this woman some counseling because she needs.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You said it, you know. So I'm not really here for her because, like I said, I don't like the way she talk to women and treat women. You ain't no madam. Like that. The cabaret is like a whole house,
Oh wow.
and she's the madam.
Oh, is that what this? That's
That's
what.
what it seems like. That's what
Okay.
that's basically what it seems like. She had women on there that had real life pimps.
Okay. Yeah. She's Miss Kitty
Okay.
and running around here in the house.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I've seen bits and pieces of it, like on TikTok and stuff like that. I've never sat
Hmm.
and watched the show, um, but I just want Black people, women of color, to do better. That's
Me too. And
mm,
I'm all for the change, like Black China. At least she's walking the walk. You can see she erased her Instagram of certain negative or image or whatever, whatever, whatever.
she doesn't
She
even want to be called Black China. She's
That's right. Sorry. Yes. Angela White. Yes. And I'm going to respect that because I see the change. I'm all for I change. You know that. I changed.
yes,
You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? So I get that part, but it got to match.
We got to match. And
Not just a couple of weeks ago, you was getting handcuffs. That's the growth because you're doing it on a different platform. That's
right,
the only difference. You ain't doing it on Love and Hip Hop. You're doing it on Zeus under your own name. So, okay, so that's the growth.
that's what
Okay.
for
Now
growth.
you're getting arrested. So that's the graduation.
Right. You're right.
Yeah, I'm not for that. So, and as far as Carlos doing his interviews, he's always good at making people look like a fool and being messy, phony, and lying.
I listen. Let people tell their
But he
story.
don't
I
do it.
say that. Let
But
people
he
tell
don't do it
their story.
with the ones that he need to do it with. That's what pisses me off.
Okay.
So until he get Martell and them on there to saying the right things in the interview, then I may have give him a little credit.
What do you mean say the right things? You didn't think Martell said
Ask
stupid
He
idiot?
didn't ask the question. He don't ask him the questions that's direct on like he would ask other people.
Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. Okay.
He sugarcoats it and he will protect it and sweep it under the rug.
I will say this. Like Tisha, Carlos King is sensitive too. He loves to say he doesn't pay attention and he is insensitive, but he very much so is.
I don't care.
I listen.
I'm compassionate and I have empathy, but I ain't sensitive, but I'm
I'm not
compassionate and I have empathy. I don't care about that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I want to see what he does with this next reunion because he definitely pays attention to the comments, and I want to see what he does with the next reunion. I
Mm-hmm.
really do, and that is because, like I said, I told you guys yesterday, um, the way this whole cheating story was birthed, or the revenge P was birthed, is
Mm-hmm.
because Martell was accusing Melody of cheating.
Mm-hmm.
In order to prove it, he
Mm-hmm.
had to fake this tape.
Mm-hmm.
Tape should very much be a part of the second
Mm-hmm.
conversation
Mm-hmm.
in some way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's what I want to see.
Yep.
I want to see Melody vindicated.
Yep.
I want to see people acknowledge how low he can go,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
and not just on the show, but on the reunion stage. That's what I
Yes.
would like to see
I
happen
agree, Diana.
because what we don't always get to see, and I realize everybody is different. I realize everybody is different. I don't too much. It doesn't bother me to see Black women on the reality TV show platform because
Mm-hmm.
I understand that those platforms open doors.
Mm-hmm.
It
Absolutely.
collect a lot of money fast, and it opens
Mm-hmm.
doors. It
Mm-hmm.
moves them along faster in their journey
Right.
than they
Yes.
would have gotten
Yes.
trying to do it
It's
on
a whole nother ball game.
that.
Yes.
I am grateful that we get to
Mm-hmm.
see ourselves. And then when we see ourselves, when people get to see people do, they will do as well.
Mm-hmm.
Don't when you don't see it or you don't know it. So that's how I feel about reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
But the way Black men can sometimes break us down and call us hoes and all of that shit, it is important for me. It is important for me to see. this mother of four have her day
Yes.
on this show.
Yes.
Because they spent season after season doing something else. So
Mm.
that's why I want to see it.
Hmm.
That's why I'm okay with them bringing that story up, because I'm hoping
Yeah.
to get closure with it.
Yeah.
Just so I can tell this full circle, because I got kind of tagged in the comments.
Hmm.
There were people saying, "Why would you want to see this?" I want to see it.
No, it has to come full circle. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. In each other's faces, no behind back, so you can tell more lies. Just in front of everybody, like you went and said all those things. You got to tell everybody. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So I agree. So real quick, because I know I'm taking up a lot of time. The Shirley Strawberry, it's disgusting. It is disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay. It's really a shame that she can be so gullible and dense at her age.
For sure.
She sounds like an old woman getting taken advantage of, getting catfished.
Yeah.
Instead, she actually laid with this man. She knows him. Her daughter has made allegations. She is ignoring that. No, ain't it. She is going in this unless she's playing it to see what he's gonna say.
Yeah, because at the beginning of
Because
that,
he was like trying to shut her up, like I don't want to talk about this on here because it's recorded, and she kept on.
exactly at the beginning when she said, "Why do you keep saying wow? Stop it!" Like, you can tell it was like piercing her for her to hear him do that.
Well, I will hope that's what's happening.
Kind of changed it to say, "Well, honey, you know how they do." And
But he laughed. He laughed. He didn't cry. He didn't cry and say, "Oh my God, oh my God, this is gonna ruin our world. I'm so sorry." He
yeah,
laughed.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
She looked so bad.
Didn't you?
It's
So patronizing. I didn't like it.
Oh my God, it's so hard, Diana. It's so hard for me to have sympathy for her. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I'm putting her in that slot, and I think it's because she's too damn old for this. I can't even say, you know what? She's young and dumb and blah 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 blah. She done been through some stuff. Daryl Strawberry was on drugs and ruined his career. And back in the day, she's been through some stuff. She knows. She is seasoned.
Whew, child.
So I can't even say that for her old self to be going along. She's just one of them dumb pick-me old women that, got a brain. They ain't all dumb bobbleheads, but she seems like a pick-me desperate woman that will do anything and will listen to anything a man would say. And that's the part that disgusts me.
Yeah.
So she's gonna get whatever she got coming to her as long as she keep herself attached to a man like that. Period. I do not feel sorry.
So I can't wait to see what happened. He's been in jail for 1 year. According to Candy's mama, I remember Miss Joyce or Mama Joyce saying that if someone's in jail for 2 years or y'all separated for 2 years, you can file for divorce. It looks like right now she's in that separation process. It appears to be that way now.
Okay,
This all happened last year around September. So those things happen quick. Like for all this information to be hitting you in the face like that, it happens really quick.
I get it, but when the daughter says the things that she said, I don't think I need to really, that right there.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
All right, let my girl Cheryl go.
Okay, thank you, Miss LaDawn. Hey, Miss Cheryl.
Hello, hi, beautiful. How LaDawn?
Hey,
Hi,
girl.
Aunt Debbie. How you doing? You look so beautiful. How you doing? I love the blouse too. I love it.
This is my Diana Ross.
Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. I love it.
What's up, girl? So what happened? What's going on? What you got?
As far as Latifah concerned, she cared. Otherwise, she wouldn't keep responding, or she wouldn't keep putting out posts if she didn't care. She would just let it go.
That armor for sure.
Yeah, so she's full of it. She's full of it. And Joseline, oh God, she is a menace to society. Period. That lady should have been locked up.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was hard to watch. Who did she fight? Was her name Big Liz?
She done fought everybody. I've watched Joseline from Love and Hip Hop season 1. I mean, for her to think she could just walk into a woman's house and call her Mimi the maid and all that was very disrespectful. She's a rich coleslaw.
Hey, girl.
In my opinion.
Hey, maid, I see you wearing your maid outfit like you always do.
Ooh, I would have. Oh, she would have got laid, made, and everything else. But I would have been done with her. I don't care how big she is. It's just she just so disrespectful. She abuses women on the show. She got her boyfriend abusing women on the show right along with her. She thinks she's some kind of pimpstress. I mean,
remember
Joseline
when she beat Carly Red in the nose with those roses?
Yeah.
Carly Red was at Mimi, and she popped with the roses.
I think it was Mimi.
Oh my God!
I think. Just
I think it happened twice. I think
Carly Red. It was Carly Red.
Carly Red was Carly Red? Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay, it was Carly Red.
Who was her name? K Michelle hit Mimi.
Okay, yeah. But she done got in fights with everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
She even beat up Stevie J on one episode when she wanted him to choose her or Mimi. And he chose Mimi and she beat the crap out of him in front of the cameras. The woman has lost her mind. This lady is on something.
She needs therapy. She needs counseling real bad.
She needs 5 psychiatrists.
She needs a lot. She needs to be there Monday through Sunday, no breaks.
Right. When is she going
to and understand that there's certain behaviors that you do that is completely unacceptable, and you live so in your head that you don't get it.
And in her head, she really thinks she's successful. She's not successful. Melody Cherie Rogers is successful.
Mm-hmm.
She's successful. Just because you got money don't make you successful. Mm-hmm. She's no kind of a role model for young women. Mm-hmm. Instead of you teaching them to get their education, you're teaching them how to climb up on a pole. Mm-hmm. And it's only stripper mentality. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anything's going to change with Joseline. She already got out of jail not too long ago for this big thing she caused at the Mayweather fight. Or after the Mayweather fight. It's just something terribly wrong with Joseline. And for her to have been able to contain herself on this interview shocked me. I didn't see the interview. Mm-hmm. But for her to contain herself on this interview was shocking. Because most of the time she's dragging somebody, kicking somebody, punching somebody. Something's wrong with her. She's no kind of example. And I mean, how long can she go on? Her daughter's getting older. And older and older.
Is that she's been rewarded for that behavior. So that's the only thing she knows to do. She doesn't understand. She said in the interview that I know I can't continue to do this. Like I want to be able to, move past this part. And when I'm older, do X, Y, and Z. But I was like, you can't even see yourself past that part because you literally just got into a fight last week.
Right.
That was Carlos didn't ask that question, of course, but.
And why does it take her to get older? Why she can't start now? Her daughter is getting older and older by the day.
Because she hasn't lost anything. And I was just thinking, if Stevie J was settled enough where he would be like, you know what? I don't want my daughter in this environment. And, attempted some things in a different situation. But he's a loose cannon as her.
Word on the street. I don't know how true it is. But word on the street is Stevie J has full custody of his daughter. Wow, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. But they were talking about it. I heard it from some.
I gotta look that up, girl, when we get off.
Yeah, look it up. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm hearing Stevie J got custody of the daughter.
I remember they were fighting for her. And then I remember they all had a meeting, him and Faith, they all had a meeting, and the baby did go back home, but he was fighting for her, if not a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I
don't believe it because
somebody actually said that Stevie does have custody. I heard this up, child. I did,
and
not
I'm like, who is them to give him custody? Him of all people? I was custody? Oh God,
he wasn't even there for his own. The other
right. So she's doing something bad for Stevie J to get custody of his daughter. Yeah, that's what I heard. So and she gets visitation. Allegedly. But
even though Stevie J wasn't in his kid's life, they all love him. They don't be talking crap. They be around him.
well adjusted, except for the oldest one. I know the oldest one went to jail, I believe.
Right.
Mhm.
But she loves her father. I'm not gonna lie, she loves her father. And I mean, it's creepy and as low down as he is. Oh God, Stevie J makes me sick too.
And I would just hope that people that love her, if they had an opportunity to see that interview, that they say, you know how much better you'd be if you went to therapy. You know how much better you'd be to your daughter if you went to therapy. I hope somebody could say that to her.
Right, and put some clothes on. Please, Joseline. Put some clothes on, girl. You're getting too old for that. Put some clothes on.
Okay.
Gosh, I mean, Stevie J already blew her up and said everything she got on her is fake anyway.
That's true.
So put some clothes on. And as far as Strawberry, listen, these women need to find some worth. Where is the self-worth? That man would be getting divorce papers in his commissary. When he go to his commissary, he would be served with divorce papers. No way after my daughter say something.
These are old tapes. These are old audio. It's not current.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
So I don't know what's audio from last year.
Oh, okay.
Around September or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is she still standing by him now? Is she with him now?
It doesn't appear that way. For the first time ever, and I also reported on this, she scrubbed her page clean of everything that had to do with him, unfollowed him on the IG, because before she was standing by her man and keeping everything there.
Right.
All went away. And then most recently with her birthday, because I told y'all the child P charges came on him maybe 2 weeks before her 68th birthday. Okay. This year, it looks like she was literally, they were trying to have a public celebration. We need to change the memories you have around this man. He's not who you think he is.
Okay, because if he's being accused of doing something to her daughter, how can you believe any man over your daughter? Anybody over your daughter, over your child? Your child is telling you something's going on. You don't believe nobody over your child. Your child, I'm going to believe my child before I believe anybody.
Correct.
With an accusation like that. So it's just these women, hopefully she has separated herself from him, because all he going to do is bring her down with him.
Correct.
At the end of the day.
He would definitely figure out a way to put it on her, because he is a liar and the truth ain't in him.
It ain't in him. It ain't in him. And I'm so sick of hearing him. What? Wow. Huh?
Wow.
Please.
Child. I would have hung that damn phone up. Don't call me. I just told you, I walked out of my hair appointment. These fools and creeped up into the parking lot, didn't even hit the lights. I couldn't even go out the back door.
Right. And you, what? Huh? I said,
I'm walking out completely oblivious.
Yeah.
When somebody talk about, oh, go ahead and hand me them keys, and then they talking to me all crazy. You done put me in some shit that no circumstances.
And they coming to get the wedding ring too.
Yeah. Even the wedding ring.
That's the wedding ring.
What he pulled her into?
Huh?
I said, you see what he pulled her into? Pulled her into all this mess.
Pulled her into all of that mess. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I said the same thing. I agree with LaDawn here. This is some shit that happens to you when you're in your 20s and 30s, maybe.
Right.
But once you get up in them 70s, child, them 60s, they're golden ages, you do not want to hear that your man will put you in some mess. I don't even want to have to call the jail and tell you what happened to me.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm not calling jail for nothing.
Sheree stepping off from Martel for a reason, because the stuff that's gonna come his way, I don't think she want to be around when the stuff come down on him. So
exactly, she was like, I ain't never had a bad day with him, but he puts me in too much.
Please, and she dumb anyway. Please, she's dumb anyway. Please, exactly. Probably still creeping with him on the low. Oh please, I don't believe nothing Sheree say anyway. Please.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me come up.
I appreciate it. Okay, Miss Debbie, I'm gonna close out with you, honey.
Hey, Aunt Debbie.
Hi, Aunt Debbie.
Hey, ladies. How y'all doing?
I'm good.
Hi, Dyana. You are absolutely gorgeous.
She is.
I appreciate you, ladies. You made me feel good. Okay, Miss Deb, what you got to say about all of this?
Latifah.
Yes.
Her and Marsau, they should have been broke up. You know, she gonna stand by him and be a fool for as long as they be together. So what can you say about that? You know, I think these storylines are just a distraction to take away from them lawsuits. Now, if you want to get some real stories, let's talk about that. Till they do that, I don't believe nothing they say.
Okay.
Joseline, you know, I just hope she get the help she needs because all that fighting, she been fighting since love and hip hop. You know, she should be tired by now, and she should get her some substance abuse counseling and anger management and therapy, and a psychiatrist. And she needs to get in some therapy with women. And you know, all this successful. If you're bragging about the money you got, you're not successful, and you about don't have the money that you say you have.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I have to say about that. Now, Strawberry, the lady, I think she should have seen red flags before.
Okay.
But see, some women, they so thirsty, they pygmies, and they ignore red flags. You have to do your research on men, you know. I think she was just so glad to get a man, you know, this
He
is what
does have a
happens when you
criminal
don't.
past. He does have a criminal past. He's been in jail before. That doesn't mean that you throw everything away, but it does mean you need to be paying a little closer attention. I mean,
There were some red flags there in the beginning. She
yeah,
just ignored them.
that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
And as far as him talking about wow, I'd have the divorce before he could get that wow out his mouth.
Okay. Yeah, that I listened to that for the first time. I was just like, oh my God, I cannot. I was like, that has to be like the worst thing to hear him over and over. Say what now? Don't say anything on these lines. You didn't have a problem with her, calling her daughter all kinds of names the other day and saying that's on them lines. Because she called to say that Sheridan had went to the cops, and he was like, "Does that girl hate me that goddamn much?" And like he was losing his mind. She kept saying, "Baby, calm down, it's okay. I don't know what she told him." I went, "Well, he knows what she told him. That's why he's losing his damn mind." But
He
didn't
know, and he know why they came and got that car. And Jocelyn sitting there with Carlos King, I couldn't hardly look at it because it kept reminding me of seeing Carlos sitting there on the TV with his legs wide open, half dressed. Nobody want to see that.
What was that about?
I don't know, but it was sickening. That was sickening. That's just sickening. That's too much disgusting. You know, that was too much. I tell you now, man need to put his clothes on. Put your clothes on.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing. You're supposed to be a professional executive producer. I can't see it.
Him and then Andy Cohen. I think it was was that Gay Pride weekend or something? He was sitting in some man's lap, and the man was tweaking his nipples. And he didn't have a shirt on, or he was tweaking the man's nipples. Somebody was doing something to somebody's nipples, but there was a young man sitting in his lap. You didn't see that? I showed it on my channel. He had a young man sitting in his lap with no shirt. The guy had his arm wrapped around, had his arm around him, and he was rubbing his nipples. I was like, aren't you still, the face of Bravo? What's going on here?
They embarrassing. You know, that's just embarrassing.
Right.
I mean, they need to get off the internet, TV, everything with that kind of crap. And like I said, it was red flags. That lady just ignored them because she wanted a man. And you know, when you don't do your homework and you thirsty for a man and you don't do the research and you don't pay attention, this is what you get. He lying. He got a girlfriend. He got this. He doing that. You mean tell me you don't know all about all this? That means you know, but you are ignoring those red flags.
Had a girlfriend that lived next door to the house, to your marital home, the home that you live in with your husband. The girlfriend lives next door. That's the wildest thing you ever heard. Yeah, I agree with you. There was some red flags. There was something that was told. There's no way you could not know any of that stuff or have a feeling about something. It's just not possible.
She living next door and you gonna tell me you don't know?
That's true.
That tells me you in denial.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true. You're
And
right.
you brought you into all of this stuff. You don't know what he was into, but you can't figure out that he's not doing something right. Those are red flags. You in denial. So
Right.
you get what you get when you deal with crap like that. And
Mm-hmm.
don't do your research and pay attention to what's going on around you. Cause you all caught up in this love and all this craziness. A woman of that age should know better. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
woman of that age. You're not finna run no game over here.
Mm-hmm. That's right, Aunt
You
Debbie.
can't piss on me and tell me it's raining.
Hmm. Hmm.
I ain't just got to the block.
Okay.
Okay.
Been around it.
Hmm.
Okay.
So,
So Miss Debbie get throwing out them metaphors. Okay, girl. Thank you. Listen, don't be playing around with everybody. Listen, the whole of getting older is so that you know better.
You get wiser.
You become wiser. You
Mm-hmm.
share your testimony so that others don't make the same mistake.
Hmm.
I don't know what happened that you could do this, but it's just
and how you on the radio telling other women what to do about a man and you caught up in this kind of crap?
Hmm.
That means everything you stand for is a lie.
Perpetrating the fraud.
Yeah.
child.
And that's the way I see it.
She came at
If you
Marcel with
stand for
Marcel.
anything,
Huh?
if you fall for anything, you don't stand for nothing. How you gonna give me some advice and you done put up with all this?
That's
I
true.
don't think I want no advice from her. Keep on reading those letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
She came at Marcel.
Oh, insight. Yes. Yes, ladies, listen. Everything y'all said, y'all been such a blessing. I love talking to y'all. I love it when y'all come up to the channel. I love when the chat is live and participating. I am going to close it down though now, but come back as always. Everybody is always welcome back. I appreciate every single one of you guys for staying up late with me. What time is it? Ooh, 11:37. We good though.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate every single one of y'all for coming up, your opinions, your thoughts on everything. We are. Uh-oh.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. I'm going to
Okay.
drop you down.
Okay, all right, yes, I'm gonna drop down. Thanks for letting me up, Diana.
All right. Good night, y'all. See
Bye,
you
LaDawn.
later,
Bye,
Aunt
Aunt
Debbie.
Debbie.
Thank you. Good
Bye.
night. Bye,
Good
ladies.
night.
Bye,
Good
guys.
night.
So I just wanted to say we're gearing up for the next season of our shows. Of course, Love and Marriage Huntsville is going to come on the 16th. We have Married to Medicine coming back on. We have Real Housewives of Potomac. We have Mary. She is back on Salt Lake City as a friend of, though, but they'll probably give her a lot more scenes just to make sure. She started off as a friend of, and then they ended up giving her whatever, a snow cap or whatever the Salt Lake City girls get. But we'll see if Mary can bring it home now that, people are in jail and doing whatever. But either way, I love talking to you guys about, pop culture, news, reality TV. If you have not already, my eyelashes popping off. If you have not already, please join my Facebook group, which is DYANAROZAY Real Talk. I put a whole lot of information over there, and then I bring it onto the YouTube channel so we can discuss. Also join me on Instagram at DYANAROZAY. And again, I will catch all of you on the next one. But thank y'all so much for joining me, and hit the like button on your way out. Y'all couldn't get my likes up to where they were supposed to be. Oh, some of y'all dropped out before then, but I appreciate y'all. Either way, love y'all. See you on the next one, and bye-bye.